Hey there guys, what is going on? You might notice that I sound a little bit differently. I am actually coming down with a cold, which is pretty lame, but we have of course got the Cold War Season 3 patch notes, which is very exciting, and we're going to be going through them here. If you did miss out on the video that we made on the roadmap yesterday, make sure you do go check that out and then come back to this one so you know what we're talking about. These are more specific details with exactly what is changing with some of the weapon balancing and stuff like that, but it's a fairly similar to the video that we made yesterday. As we have seen, we are getting a lot of different stuff with the Season 3 Battle Pass, very exciting. Of course, there's 100 new Battle Pass tiers, including the PPSH-41 SMG and the Swiss K31, which is very similar to the Kar98K. There are, of course, 6 new total weapons throughout the season. We are receiving a lot of stuff this season, which is very exciting. There is a lot of different Warzone stuff integrated into this as well with the Hunt for Adler event, which is going to be like the weird transition thing into the new Warzone map, which if you haven't checked out the Warzone event, man, that was very cool. I was asleep, but I've seen it on YouTube, man. That thing was so cool. They nuked Verdansk. It was awesome. Anyway, moving on. Of course, we are getting new weapon tuning as well, which is very exciting. We will talk about that more in a second. We are, of course, getting 2 new maps at the start, and then we are getting more in the season. I think we're adding Standoff in the middle of the season. I always can't forget that. That's the GOAT map, man. Then, of course, we're getting Yamantau and Diesel as the new multiplayer maps, which are very cool. We are getting Sticks and Stones as a new multiplayer mode. We're getting a new score streak, which is already in the game as of yesterday. And there's a bunch of other stuff. Of course, there is the playlist with the new maps. So that's going to be very cool. Diesel face-off 24/7 is kind of lame. Why wouldn't you just give us a Diesel playlist? Like, okay, whatever. Anyway, we have getting the new cargo truck, new vehicles in the multi-team stuff, new challenges as well. Bunch of new zombie stuff as well, including a new little field upgrade as well, including the new map in the Duga in the Outbreak stuff. There's no actual new zombies map like the small, the zombie stuff. There's nothing like that. There's just new Outbreak stuff for zombies, including new vehicles, new challenges, objectives. You can also unlock weapons in zombies now, which is very exciting. So, of course, this is the roadmap that we did take a look at yesterday. So, again, go check out that video if you haven't seen that. Covers all the details here of what we are expecting in the new season. Then we have got multiplayer stuff. As I said previously, we're getting the Yamantau map, which is the nice snowy one, which you can see here. That looks pretty nifty. And then we are getting a very cool looking map in Diesel. This is going to be very cool in my opinion. This is going to be a nice close quarters small map. Keep that in mind if you do like that. And then we have, of course, getting Standoff as well, which isn't listed here. But we are getting Standoff in the mid-season, which is very exciting. One of the GOAT maps from Black Ops 2. Of course, as I mentioned, we are getting a new series of weapon tuning that has already gone into the game, and it is quite interesting. They did take a look at the Stoner 63, which is very interesting, so keep that in mind as well. As I said, the Hunt for Adler event moving on. But more of the actual detailed changes here. There is, as I said, the new Battle Pass, the new SMG, the new Sniper, new Ballistic Knife, which is also very cool, which is adding Sticks and Stones. There is the challenge for the Fire 83. The LC10 also gets a nice little challenge, so you can unlock it if you haven't already done so. But the weapon tuning, this is what we really do care about. This is fairly significant here. The LMGs, this is the Light Machine Gun Alpha, which is, of course, the Stoner 63. It reduced the max damage from 42 to 38, the max damage range from 38 to 21, which is a fairly significant nerf, but I think with the big barrel, it's still going to be quite significant here. You're still going to get call it about 50 meters of damage range with the LMGs. There's a slight increase with the vertical recoil with that thing as well, which is not too significant because you are mostly able to control vertical recoil quite easily. They did also reduce the ADS speed, which is quite significant there. Reduce the range bonus on the match grade barrel from 100% to 50%. So again, you lose a little bit of damage range with this barrel. And reduce the range penalty of the division barrel from 25% to 12%. So that's quite interesting. They have given the RPD some changes as well, which is always very nice. Here they have increased the max damage from 38 to 42, matching it to what the Stoner 63 was previously. They have reduced the max damage range from 50 meters to 20 meters. That is a significant nerf. We've also seen the maximum ammo capacity reduced from 75 to 50, so I'm not sure what they're doing with the LMGs. Maybe they're all just sort of kind of a little bit too strong, but also buffing them at the same time is just a bit weird. Reducing the range bonus from the match grade barrel to 100% to 50%. Again, this is the same change we saw for the Stoner 63. In the M60, we have seen another significant max damage range nerf. 76 meters to 20 meters. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's so big. Was the M60 that much of a problem? I don't know. Reduced ADS speed by 13%, which is fairly significant as well. Getting those sights up nice and quickly with those LMGs is going to be even harder. And the probability of a horizontal view kick when hip firing, not sure. Reduced range bonus on the match grade barrel. Again, similar to changes to what we have seen previously in the barrel section. The shotguns, a lot of people have been looking forward to the Streetsweeper getting nerfed, which is definitely a good thing. We have removed the one-shot potential, which is just, fantastic, man. We have been recommending the Streetsweeper because it's been absolutely broken. I feel like they didn't know that it was broken, then that people kept using it. People kept saying, hey, you should nerf the Streetsweeper. And they're like, why? It's not that. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, we'll nerf it. We have decreased the max damage from 138 to 88 as well, which is fairly significant. That means you're very likely to be able to get those 2 shots up close, which at least gives somebody a chance, but shotguns are still going to be able to kill you up close, which is what they are designed for. They have reduced the mid-range pellet damage from 6 to 5, again, little damage nerf there, and reduced the damage bonus on the task force barrel attachment as well, which is fairly significant. Again, we won't be able to get those nasty 9-meter one-shot kills anymore, but it is what it is. The Hauer 77 has seen an increase to its maximum range to 5.72 meters from 5.08 meters. That's not super significant, but it's not too bad. They have reduced the range penalty on the task force barrel from 12% to 7%, so we're going to be a little more out of the task force barrel on this thing, so that might be the go-to to get those instant, like slightly larger one-shot kills, and reduce the damage bonus on the task force barrel attachment, so maybe not. Oh man, you can't use shotguns in this game. Well, like, what's the point in having shotguns if you're just going to make them all terrible? Shotgun Bravo, which is the Gallo SA-12, the mid-range damage is increased by a little bit, not too much, 9.14 to 10.16. Mid-range pellet damage from 2 to 3, again, not too bad. But they have reduced the maximum damage from 118 to 108, so a little bit of changes here. Hopefully the shotguns are still usable and not just like completely neutered now. Like that's fairly interesting. The Hauer 77 might be the way to go for those one-shot kills, but we'll have to wait and see here. The assault rifles, we did notice that there was some balance changes yesterday. The FFAR1 has had some pretty insignificant changes, if you ask me. Reduce the recoil penalties on the task force barrel attachment by 10% total. So what this means is the task force barrel does still increase the recoil that you do get fairly significantly. I think it was like 10 and 15%, depending on which one you are talking about. So making that a little less overall is still okay, but a lot of people weren't using the task force barrel because of that increased recoil that you do get, and the FFAR1 can't really afford that. Plus, it doesn't really offer too many bonuses anyway. It's a bit weird to actually buff that in that way, but whatever. We've increased the bullets added to the 34 round mag to 38, so a little buff there. Reduced reload penalty on the 34 round magazine from 10% to 5%. Okay. Increased bullets to the 38 round speed mag from 34 to 38, so that's a little change there. And reduced the ADS penalty on the 38 round speed mag from 20% to 10%. So that's a nice little boost there. But again, the FFAR1 is in a weird spot where it doesn't really kill fast enough at those medium distances to sort of warrant using it. The Krig 6, the increased headshot multiplier from 1.25 to 1.4, that is very, very good, but they reduced the damage from 35 to 33. That's... I don't know why they do those things, man. Like, the Krig 6 is already not in a fantastic spot. It does have basically 0 recoil, and it does absolutely beam people from medium to longer distances, but like, that damage isn't just enough to get those super fast TTKs. Like, it's a weird spot. Like, it's just, I don't know why they've done that. They have added an ADS movement speed bonus to the following barrel attachments, including the Ultralight, Contour, Contour M2, and the CMV Mil-Spec, which I think covers a different little set of weapons. Like, these are different barrels for different weapons, so that's kind of nice as well to get some more sprinting movement speed. Tac Rifle Charlie, which I believe is the AUG, has seen its max range from 30 meters to 19.05 meters. That's fairly significant. Increase the burst delay as well. Maximum damage from 51 to 52. I don't know what that does. Maybe makes it a little bit more consistent, but that's not super significant. Increase the headshot multiplier from 1.25 to 1.4. That's significant. That's where you're getting into territories of being stuffed pretty good. So that is probably why they have nerfed the damage there. Reduce the range bonus on the task force barrel from 50% to 40%. So a little bit of a different option maybe in the barrel slot. And reduce the damage bonus on the task force barrel from 15% to 12%. So the damage numbers are probably going to line up slightly differently, and they have made it so I think it would be fairly similar, increasing the max damage, but reducing the damage that you get from the task force barrel. And then the headshot multiplier thing as well means we're probably going to perform fairly similarly with the AUG. The submachine guns, as I said, they have reduced the sprinting speed of all SMGs. Pistols are now the fastest guns to sprint with. Oh, what? With specific attachments, an SMG may now allow sprinting as fast as a pistol. Okay, that makes sense. So you didn't want people to be sprinting as fast with the SMGs, but if you add the right attachments, you can sprint around everywhere nice and easily. So that's okay. That's not too bad of a change. Of course, there's new vehicles, which we're not super concerned about in that multi-team stuff. There's the new features in the arcade, which is kind of cool. There's new arcade minigames. That's pretty weird. Okay. In the movement section, we have refactored synchronization between first-person camera and third-person animations that could cause these states to be out of sync. A player's third-person animation stance will now more accurately portray the player's first-person view, reducing advantages when moving quickly between stances. Increase the speed at which a player can go into prone and come out of prone. I did notice that it was a little bit snappy to go into prone than before. Stance changes will now longer be queued in first person and forced to completion. When these are now cancelled, there is a delay before. So they actually changed like slide cancelling. If you do slide, you can't just cancel the animation and then it'll hop up instantly. It's going to be a little bit delay before anything can happen. This is like the new maps and stuff that we're all very, very excited about, but I'm more excited about the baseball bat in the mid-season. That's going to be so good, man. Big bang and a whack on someone's head. It's going to be so good. Of course, there is the new Warzone stuff, so keep that in mind. We might be taking a look at that very, very soon, but we're going to have to wait for that to come out, and we'll have to go and see what happens there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. Of course, I will see you in Season 3. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming Season 3 content. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Bye!